Hi, if you want to study in Turkey and are ready to sponsor yourself, then you should apply to the 5 universities I would list in this video. Why? Because number one, they have a good international students community, so you wouldn't be the only international student in the class or in the entire department. Number two, they are reputable universities, so you can be rest assured that their departments are accredited. Number three, they do not require any entrance exam to apply. Number four, you can apply by yourself from your home country without needing any agent. Number five, they are in good locations, so getting your paperwork done is easy. And finally, their tuition fees are affordable. So the main point is that you will be studying in a university that is affordable, but not at the expense of having a good student experience in Turkey. I know students find it difficult to navigate or obtain info from these university websites because sometimes they are not updated, or sometimes the Turkish version is updated but the English version is not. Don't worry, I have already searched for the updated web pages of all of these universities and I have opened all of them on my browser here. There should be about 20, I believe. As I take you through each one of them, explaining the eligibility criteria and the requirements to apply, I will explain some of the not so clear parts so that you would know exactly how to go about your application process. I have compiled all of these links to a blog post on my website, and I have left the link to that website in the description below so that you can access all of them in an orderly manner. If you're subscribed to my blog or newsletter, you would automatically get this in your inbox. And if you haven't subscribed or are new here, then please do well to subscribe to that and give this video a thumbs up as well. Thank you very much. One thing I would like to mention before we start is that the application period for some of these universities are very short. It could be as short as 5 days or a week. Gazi University last year opened its application portal on the 12th of September and closed it on the 17th of September. Just 5 days, 5 working days. So please prepare your documents quickly and set an alarm or else you would miss it. A few weeks after the application deadline, some of these universities would invite you for an online interview. How would that be done? It's either they send you an email or they publish a list and the links to the Zoom meeting on their announcement pages. So you have to keep track of the announcements that are published on that page regularly. If possible, every day. It's just for a short period, don't forget. This is important because if you miss the interview, that's the end. The website you need to check is the OIDB website, which is the acronym for Öğrenci İşleri Daire Bakanlığı, which simply means the Student Affairs website of every university. I have opened all of them here and I will show you on my tabs, so do not worry. Now, if you are from an English-speaking country or have completed 3 years of studies in English language, for most of these universities, you do not have to submit any English proficiency test. Even if you have to submit an English proficiency test and you don't have any test currently or before the application deadline, then the university would ask you to take its own English test before enrollment. Now, that could be before your interview, it could be after your interview, or it could be after you got admitted before you register into your department, which is the case for most of them. Guys, it is important that you increase your chances by looking for departments that you can apply to which are less competitive and are similar to your department. Now, each of these universities have quotas for international students for each department. So for example, maybe management information systems would be taking 4 international students, and let's say computer engineering will be taking 2 international students. What happens is that computer engineering probably receives 50 applications and management information receives maybe 10 applications. Just an example. Now, the probability of you getting into management information systems compared to computer engineering is way higher. What happens is that so many students apply, but very few attend the interviews. So at the end of the day, there are some departments that don't even get their quota filled. Hence, if you want to increase your chances, a good suggestion is that you actually take time to analyze the departments that are similar to the department you want to get into and apply to those as well. And maybe at the end of your first year, you can transfer back to the department you wanted, because the courses you'll be taking in your first year are quite similar if the departments are similar. So transferring to another department and transferring your credit is not all that difficult. You have to spend some time to actually research departments to do this. So if you want to do this, please decide that and carefully research, then go on with that, and I wish you good luck. Guys, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. It will really help the video go well into the YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. Okay, so now number one is Gazi University, and this is the most important website that you need to analyze because everything is summarized here. In fact, they tell you what the dimension of your headshot photo is. Like, they've done a good job in explaining everything here. So if you carefully read it, you would not make any mistake in your application process. This is for 2022-2023. Gazi University has one of the latest admission timelines. Last year it was in September. This year it may be in September or maybe 1 month earlier, so it could be in August. But for other universities which I would explain, they have their application timeline in May. Some have actually started, and some of them will open in June or July. Okay, let's quickly go on with explaining the required documents. A headshot photo, a scanned copy of the ID page of the passport, your high school diploma, and notarized translation. If your high school diploma is not in Turkish or English language, you need to translate it and then notarize the translation. So if it is in Arabic, for example, you need to translate it to Turkish. If it is in Russian, you need to translate it to Turkish or English, and then upload the original one, that is the one in Arabic, then upload the one you have translated as well. That is what they want you to do here. Okay, as they said, the equivalence document is not required during the application period. After you get accepted, you will go to the Ministry of Education here in Turkey and then get your equivalence document, which you will submit before registration. So do not worry about it right now. Number 4 is high school transcript. You would upload this while applying, but when coming to Turkey, they expect you to have it signed and sealed by the institution from which you graduated. Well, this is a requirement for Gazi. For some of them, you don't have to stamp it and seal it, but you can just bring the original along with you. Number 5 is international test score. You can decide to apply with an international exam, international test, or your transcript and your diploma. So if you're from Nigeria, for example, you can apply with WAEC or NECO and your transcript. If you're applying with that, you don't need to apply with SAT or any of these exams, so you can ignore these requirements. But if you're applying with SAT, ACT, or one of these exams, or if you're applying for a graduate program and you have GRE or GMAT, then you're applying with an international test, so you have to upload that document to the application portal. Some universities do not have application fee, some do. Gazi here requires you to pay $100. So what you have to do is go to the bank and pay it to this name and account number, and you must write your full name on the explanations part. My SAT score is 1,200. Am I eligible to apply? For undergraduate program, the minimum is 1,200, so you can apply. If you're applying for medicine, dentistry, and pharmacy, the minimum is 1,400 out of 1,600. Now, if you don't have any of these exams, you can search for your country here and look for the minimum requirements to apply. So let's say you are from Pakistan. I type Control F and I type Pakistan. Pakistan is right here. You need to have minimum of 80% success grade from your HSC 12-year high school. Here is the application requirements for undergraduate, and here is the application requirements for associate degree. So you can scroll down and find the requirements here. As I said, every university has a quota. So what is the quota for pharmacy? Let's see. There is no quota for pharmacy and dentistry, but this is for 2022. Don't forget, the 2023/2024 requirement will be published in August or September, I believe. So that is why I'm showing you this right now, but there is usually not much difference. Look at statistics 3, mathematics just 1, and then this one has 10, wood processing, industrial engineering. This one also has 10, manufacturing engineering. And good thing is that they also write the languages here. So medicine is in Turkish and there is no quota for it. Makes sense. Let's see, maybe there are some departments in English. I'm typing English here, so come down. So mechanical engineering is in English, civil engineering is in English, and it has, a quota of 10. That's good. Chemical engineering English, industrial English. Okay, I think that's all. Let us quickly look at the tuition fees for undergraduate and graduate at Gazi University. Here, you can see İngilizce, which means English. Lisansüstü means graduate. I couldn't find the English version of this. I even found this on the Turkish updated part of the website. So for lisansüstü is 10,000 lira. If you divide that by 20, approximately 20, because $1 is 20 lira, approximately. It can be 18, it can be 19. So if it is 20, that's about $500 for the entire year. Okay, for undergraduates, Mühendislik Fakültesi, Faculty of Engineering in English, for those courses in English, if you are coming in after 2022, the price is 19,000 lira. So that means you are going to pay 9,948 lira for a semester and another 9,948 for the second semester. Every year you pay about 20,000 lira. So if you divide that by 20, that's about $1,000 per year. For Faculty of Medicine, the tuition fees are 101,000 lira, and you have to pay 50,582 lira per semester. So every year 101,000 lira. All right, so that's the tuition fees for the departments that are in English. If you want to check out other departments in Turkish, then Fen Fakültesi is Science Faculty, Mimarlık is Faculty of Architecture, Sağlık Bilimler is Health Sciences, maybe Public Health and other related courses. So that's it about Gazi University. This is the website to apply. Uluslararası Öğrenci Başvuru means International Student Application. So I can click on Sayfayı Yenile. Okay, it's going to reload and now it is here. But when it is time to apply, you will come here. Finally, for Gazi, I want to explain the valid exam. So if you want to apply with SAT, the date you took the exam must not be more than 2 years ago. About the English proficiency test I mentioned, here it says that candidates who do not have the minimum score determined will take the foreign language exam held by Gazi University. The dates of the foreign language exams will be announced on the same date with the evaluation results of foreign student applications. For Gazi University, once the results are announced, you will be informed of the date to take your English proficiency test if you did not submit one during your application. Okay, the next university on our list is Ankara Sosyal Bilimler University. Let me teach you something interesting. Bilim means science. Bilimler means sciences. Sosyal means social. So Ankara Sosyal Bilimler University simply means Ankara University of Social Sciences. Subscribe. Okay, now for this university, there's just one very important website I want you to visit. Is the frequently asked questions website, and there you get information easily. So number one, what is the medium of instruction? 100% English, except for Islamic studies, mix of Arabic and Turkish. For law, mix of English and Turkish. For Turkish language, of course, 100% Turkish. You can apply for a program without an English proficiency test score. Simple. And after you get accepted, you will take the proficiency exam. Do I need to translate my documents to Turkish? If they are not in English and if they are not in Turkish, yes, you need to translate them to English or Turkish. Don't forget, here it's probably not stated I should upload both the original and the translated versions, but as it is stated in Gazi University's website, please do that as well when uploading your documents. Here they say you can apply for the programs anytime during the year, but I think they need to update that because, as I would show you, there are actually deadlines for applications. If you have not graduated high school, you can still apply. What are the documents you need to apply for undergraduate program? Everything is listed here. As I have explained for Gazi University, the same thing applies here. And then for graduate programs, the same things apply here. Now, most importantly, how much is the tuition fee? Is 6,000 TL for both undergraduate and graduate studies. If you want to apply for anything related to social sciences, then this university is one of the best options for you to study in Ankara. And if you wonder what is it like studying in Ankara, what kind of a city is it, how different is it compared to Istanbul, then you can watch my video about my experience as an international student in Ankara. I'll link it up here. So like I said, these are the key dates for the application process. I don't think you can apply anytime during the year. Anyways, for this year, the deadline is the 28th of May 2023. Your results will be announced on the 10th of July. You need to come to Turkey and register to your department before the 25th of August. Here, it is stated that you need to pay 6,000 lira for masters with thesis, and for non-thesis master programs is 9,000 lira. So earlier on we saw that it was 6,000 lira for all programs, undergraduate or graduate, but then I found this website, but this is for 2019. That is quite old because I don't know when the FAQ website was also last updated. It's difficult to assume. So on an average, you can expect a maximum of maybe 9,000 or 10,000 lira for any department and 6,000 lira. But I'm sure it's going to be 6,000 lira because a friend of mine came this year to this university for a master's program and paid 6,000 lira. Anyways, by the time you get your admission, I think it will be stated on your admission letter. I wanted to point this out because sometimes when scrolling through this website, you may see some differences in the information provided. So do not worry about that. After you get your application letter, you will be informed of the amount to pay, and it wouldn't be too different, I believe. Here you can see that this university does not require any application fee. Now, if you're wondering what are the minimum requirements to get in, there is this list they have provided, and you can search for your country, and then you see the minimum average to get in. Here the exams are listed, and here the minimum requirements are listed. So let us search for India, for example. In India, the minimum is that is 80% with a minimum grade of 80% from mathematics. Wow. And from Nigeria, let's see. Yeah, you can even apply with your JAMB results, a minimum score of 200, but you can also apply with your WAEC or NECO results. All right, that ends it for Ankara Sosyal Bilimler University. Number 3 is Ankara Yildirim Beyazit University. Thankfully, this university has released the announcement. I was very lucky to find this on the announcement page. Let me show you right here. When you come to the website, like I said, OIDB, which means Student Affairs, here you can see TR, that is the English version, and then Duyurular, which means announcement. Let me see if I click the English version, will this show? Thankfully, it works fine. So this university has no problem with you accessing their web pages in English. So always come to this web page and keep checking the latest announcement. So this is 28th of April. Nisan is April. Let's see in the Turkish version. Is that the latest? Yes, the 28th of April announcement is the latest. So please keep checking. You would always find the latest information from this website. Now we click on it. It says that what applications will start on the 15th of May. They want you to read the International Students Guide, and it was actually very helpful. And if you have any problems, please email them here. This will guide you on how to fill the application form. And here is the online application website, which I've also opened somewhere here. Okay, everything written up here is written again in Turkish, and that's it. So now let's see. This is the International Students Admission Guide, and I have scrolled down to the end somewhere here, page I think 16. Yes, that's right. And here you can find the tuition fees for each of these departments. Let me type English so that we can find the departments that are taught in English, and we can, let me quickly come down here. So we have psychology in English, social history, 30% English, English translation of course in English, finance and banking is also in English, 40,000 lira, management is in English, international commerce is in English. See, every department under the business school is in English, and they all cost 40,000 lira. Now under faculty of engineering, I think they are all in English as well. Yes, and the tuition fees vary. The maximum is 70,000 lira, which is for computer engineering, electrical, civil, and energy systems engineering. Don't forget, I think here you can see the quota. This first column is the quota for foreign nationals. International commerce and management will be taking 15 students, 20 international students. This one has very high numbers in their quota, which I'm very happy about, and I think if you apply you can increase your chances here. So medicine has 34. Wow, that's good. And for the Turkish one, they can take up to 30. And the tuition fees here is quite expensive for medicine compared to Gazi University, which was about 100,000 lira. Let's see, finance and banking in Turkish. Architecture is in English, and they take only one person. Surprise. Architecture is also in English. Let's see, are there any other ones in English? I think that is all. And here you can find the minimum points demanded. So if you're applying with your SAT, the minimum is 1,120. And if you're applying with your entrance exams or diplomas or final high school exams from different countries, you can also find the requirements listed here for your country. Okay, so that's basically it for this university. Okay, this is the guideline to fill the online application form. In case you have any problems, you can go through this to see what to do. They explain how to go through each page and how to fill in and how to upload your documents. Yeah, so that's basically it for Ankara Yildirim Beyazit University Uluslararası Öğrenci Başvuru Means International Student Application. Alright guys, if you're enjoying this video, please give this video a thumbs up. That will help the video get recommended to others who also want to study in Turkey. Okay, now we can move to the next university, that is Middle East Technical University. So to explain, I want to first of all take you through, okay, I think I mistakenly closed that. So if I type this, I can go straight to this page. Okay, now this is for undergraduate applicants. If you come here, you can click on graduate application. So you can see the call for applications here. The next application period will be in 2023 summer for the 2023-2024 academic year. They have 43 undergraduate programs, and with this school they have other universities that are in agreement with them for some programs. That's what they mean by these international joint degree programs. Okay, so you can, let's quickly go through the tuition fees. So tuition fees for 2023-2024, if you are going to come in this year, Faculty of Architecture is $1,500. And if you exceed your normal duration of study, so let's say you're supposed to graduate normally within 4 years, and then you have to take one more semester because of some course, or for some reason you just have to extend, then your tuition fees will be 2,250. But this refers to those who are currently extending in the year 2023-2024. So you don't need to mind this. Since you are just coming in, these are the tuition fees. That's it. Very, very cheap, $1,500 per year for Faculty of Engineering, Architecture, Arts and Sciences, Economics, and Administrative Sciences, Faculty of Education. And for graduate programs, it's just $750. So to study in the best university in Turkey, I think this is a deal you wouldn't want to miss. You can find the application date here. It will be between July 3 and 14, just 10 days. Yeah, so please save this date. Under English proficiency, as it is stated here, admitted students who do not submit a valid TOEFL can take the O2 English proficiency exam. However, unfortunately, the exam deadline has passed. The exam was conducted this April. So they receive applications for the exam on the 6th of April. and then the exam is conducted, I think, on the 4th of May. It will be conducted online or face-to-face. Anyways, if you have these exams already, maybe TOEFL, IELTS, PTE, or online TOEFL, you can still apply for this university. So if you want to apply, what do you need to do? Everything is explained here. Application requirements right here. So you can see the acceptable exams for undergraduate programs. Let's quickly go through that. So ACT, SAT, and then specific exams for different countries are also listed here. You know, the same thing everywhere. Now, for graduate applicants, I want to show you this summarized PDF. You can find the details here: $55 application fee, the GPA you need to have, the English proficiency test you need to submit. There's something about IELTS here. Any exam taken on or after the 24th of December will not be accepted. Yeah, normally IELTS is not accepted in so many Turkish universities, but it used to be accepted by O2 until they decided not to accept it anymore. But if you took the exam before the 24th of December, you can still use it to apply. Yeah, so you can apply with your ALES or GRE score, you write your reference letters, and then the tuition fees are explained here for graduate. I can click on it here. So this is the same tuition fees which I explained earlier on. This is the link to apply. All right, that summarizes it for O2. All right, the next university on our list is Abdullah Gül University. This one is in Kayseri, and a friend of mine there says that the university has very high standards and students are really happy with the teaching style and the campus and everything about the university. Yeah, and even somewhere on the website, it is stated that in terms of student satisfaction, this university ranks #1. Anyways, let's see how much it costs to study here. This is for 2022-2023. I think they need to update it for this year. I searched, they don't have an announcement page as far as I've seen. So I think this is the page we can still trust for now. Maybe this will increase this year, I don't know, but an average is about 14,000 lira per year. So that's about 7,000 lira every semester. And that's about, I guess, maybe $350 or maybe $400 per semester at most. For leadership and management, 10,200, and for humanities and societies, 9,100 lira per year. And for graduate programs, it's between 6,300 and 6,800 lira per year. Now let's see how to apply. If you come here, click on apply now and click on apply to AGU, it takes you to this website here. And you see that the programs are 100% in English. The international student regulations and guidelines are explained in this tab right here. I will open it in a new tab. And you can check the undergraduate requirements for your country. It's the same thing as we've been seeing in the other 4 universities, so they are quite similar. But if you still want to check, you are free to do so. And here you can check the programs available. We've checked the prices, and here is the online application, which I have opened here. And for graduate students, the same things, you can check everything. They are all explained in every tab right here. All right, now let's quickly look at the quota for graduate students. In electrical and computer engineering, they are taking 15 for masters, 15 for doctorates. Industrial engineering, 10. Malzeme Bilimi is material sciences and mechanical engineering, just 10 in doctoral. Advanced materials and nanotechnology, 10 for masters. Bioengineering, 15, architecture, 10, and the last 2 departments, 10 for masters only. And here, let's quickly look at the English proficiency requirements. Yes, you need to prove your English proficiency if you don't fall in any of these categories. So if you're a native speaker, of course you don't have to. If you grew up in an English-speaking country, you don't have to. If you completed your high school in an English medium school, you don't have to prove. And if you have this Cambridge or Edexcel, you don't also have to prove. Yeah, so if you do not fulfill any of these, is that you take the TOEFL exam and get a minimum of 75, or you take the AGU IMS English exemption exam before the start of the semester. Okay, this is the website to apply. You can see applications have started on the 27th of March and they close on the 12th of May. Actually, if you come here, if you check the Graduate School of Engineering and Science website for graduate applicants, under importance, dates and deadlines, they have 2 application timelines. So the other one starts on the 29th of May and goes on till August. So I think this is for this particular School of Engineering and Science only. I'm not sure. So if you're applying for undergraduate, please try to submit your application before the 12th of May. It's straightforward and the documents you need are the same thing compared to the other universities we have seen. And here you see that the interview date is the 17th of May, just 5 days after the application date. So please save these things, set an alarm, save them on your calendar, or else you would forget. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of this video. You can always check out my channel for other similar videos on studying in Turkey, UK, the US, anywhere you want. I make videos on scholarships, study abroad, and being a student in Turkey. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with friends who are also interested in studying in Turkey. If you want to find out the top 10 universities in Turkey, then you can watch this video right here. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.